Lately, something seems different about the Donald. The man who once bulldozed through rallies with the energy of a caffeinated badger appears subdued. Whispers circulate among the press. Trump is tired, exhausted, his once ubiquitous media appearances dwindling faster than his poll numbers. Sources close to the campaign murmur about a man overwhelmed, his legendary stamina fading like a spray tan under a fire hose. The Donald avoiding questions, unthinkable, yet here we are. Major news outlets once graced with his rants are met with silence. Scheduled interviews evaporate like water in the desert. Has the most televised president in history developed a sudden allergy to cameras, or is something else at play? The rumor mill churns. Some whisper of health concerns, hidden from the public eye. Others speculate a strategic retreat, a way to control the narrative amidst a tumultuous campaign. Whatever the reason, one thing is clear: the Donald's energy crisis is fueling a media frenzy. The response from Trump Tower? A resounding chorus of fake news, exhaustion, preposterous. The Donald, they insist, is a wellspring of energy, a tireless champion of the American people. His schedule, they proclaim, is bursting with rallies, meetings, and phone calls. This is a man working tirelessly to make America great again. They flood the internet with carefully curated images. Trump, beaming, shaking hands, fist-pumping like a man possessed. They highlight his unwavering commitment and unmatched work ethic, painting a picture of a president firing on all cylinders. As for the dwindling media appearances, a strategic decision, they claim, to bypass the biased liberal media and speak directly to the American people. It's a full-court press, a carefully orchestrated symphony of denials. But can even the most dedicated spin doctor conceal the truth forever? Only time will tell if this is genuine vigor or a carefully constructed facade. Remember the Donald of 2016? He was a whirlwind of energy, a man who boasted about his ability to outwork, outtalk, and outtweet anyone. He bragged about his stamina, his mental acuity, his ability to function on a few hours of sleep. "I'm like a machine," he once declared. "I never get tired." Fast forward to 2025, the machine seems to be sputtering. Gone are the days of all-night Twitter tirades. The rallies, once marathon sessions of grievance airing and self-adulation, have become shorter, less frequent. Even his speeches seem to lack their former fire, his words delivered with a weariness that belies his team's claims of boundless energy. The contrast is stark, undeniable. The Donald, once a self-proclaimed dynamo, now shows signs of wear and tear. Is this simply the toll of age and a grueling campaign, or is it something more? The questions linger, casting a shadow over his every move. It's not just the reduced schedule or the subdued demeanor. There have been moments captured on camera and shared widely online that paint a concerning picture of the Donald's mental state. Moments where the words don't quite connect, where the once sharp mind seems to wander. Take for instance the recent rally in Ohio. Trump, rambling about the radical left and their evil plans, suddenly lost his train of thought. He stammered, repeated himself, his eyes darting around the stage as if searching for a teleprompter that wasn't there. The crowd, used to his stream of consciousness rants, grew restless. Even the most ardent MAGA hat wearer couldn't ignore the awkwardness. Then there was the disastrous interview on Fox News, a network once considered a safe space for the Donald. Confronted with basic policy questions, he fumbled, offering contradictory answers, his voice a mix of bluster and bewilderment. Even the usually sympathetic interviewer seemed taken aback. These moments, once easily dismissed as Trump being Trump, now carry a different weight. They fuel the whispers, giving credence to the idea that the man behind the podium might not be all there. The cancellation started subtly, a rescheduled interview here, a postponed rally there. Nothing too out of the ordinary for a busy president on the campaign trail. But then they became more frequent, more conspicuous. High-profile interviews once eagerly sought after were abruptly scrapped. Rallies, the lifeblood of the Trump campaign, were canceled with vague explanations citing logistical issues or scheduling conflicts. The speculation was rampant. Was he afraid of facing tough questions? Was his health failing, forcing him to conserve his energy? Or was it something more calculated? A way to control the narrative and avoid potentially damaging gaffes? The Trump campaign, of course, denied any such speculation, insisting that everything was proceeding according to plan. But the denials rang hollow. The empty stages, the canceled interviews, they spoke volumes. The Donald, once a master of controlling the media cycle, now seemed to be at its mercy. The cancellations became a story in themselves, fueling the perception that something was amiss. The contrast couldn't be more stark. While Trump retreats from the media spotlight, seemingly allergic to anything but the most fawning interviews, his opponent, Kamala Harris, has embraced the press with open arms. She's everywhere, it seems, on cable news, on podcasts, on late-night talk shows. She answers questions, even the tough ones, with a disarming combination of intelligence and humor. Trump, meanwhile, hunkers down in his media bunker, surrounded by yes-men and sycophants. He rails against the fake news and the enemy of the people, but his words ring hollow. His once formidable media machine, fueled by outrage and Twitter tirades, has sputtered to a halt. The contrast in styles is striking, and it sends a clear message to the American people. Harris is open, transparent, and willing to engage. Trump is closed off, defensive, and increasingly out of touch. In the age of 24/7 news and social media, this difference in media strategy could prove decisive. The questions swirl, a maelstrom of speculation and concern. Is Donald Trump simply tired, worn down by the relentless pressure of the presidency and the campaign trail? Or is something more serious at play? Are these recent episodes of fatigue and incoherence signs of a deeper cognitive decline? His opponents, of course, have seized on these questions, using them to paint a picture of a president unfit for office. They point to his rambling speeches, his contradictory statements, his aversion to the press, as evidence that he's no longer up to the job. They argue that he's a danger to himself and the country, a loose cannon in the Oval Office. Trump's supporters, meanwhile, dismiss these concerns as nothing more than fake news and liberal hysteria. They argue that he's always been unconventional, that his unorthodox style is part of his appeal. They insist that he's as sharp as ever, that he's simply choosing to focus his energy on getting things done, rather than playing the media game. The truth, as always, likely lies somewhere in between. Trump has always been a showman, a master manipulator of the media, but even the most skilled performer can't maintain the facade forever. The cracks are starting to show, and the American people are watching closely. As the election draws closer, the question of Donald Trump's fitness for office looms large. His opponents will continue to hammer away at his perceived weaknesses, using his moments of fatigue and incoherence to paint a picture of a president in decline. His supporters will rally around him, dismissing these concerns as fake news and praising his strength and determination. But what about the undecided voters, the ones who will ultimately decide the election? How will they view this aging, seemingly exhausted figure? Will they see a seasoned leader, battle-scarred but still fighting for them? Or will they see a tired, out-of-touch man clinging to power long past his prime? The answer to that question remains to be seen. But one thing is clear: Donald Trump's stamina, or lack thereof, will be a major factor in the 2025 election. The ballot box awaits, and it will be up to the American people to decide if the man once known for his boundless energy has enough left in the tank for 4 more years.